Hey everyone, welcome back to the Speak English Flow, your cozy place to learn easy English and improve your life at the same time. I'm Emma.
And I'm Mohin. We're so happy you're here with us again today. Whether you're listening on your way to work, relaxing at home, or practicing your English right now, thank you for spending a little part of your day with us.
We truly appreciate it. Every episode is another chance to learn something useful together.
And today we're diving into a topic that can completely change the direction of your life if you're willing to start small and stay consistent.
Today we're talking about something I know a lot of you will relate to, how to change your life one small step at a time. So many of us think about late at night. Why does my life feel exactly the same as it did last year?
Oh, I know this one. New Year's resolution on January 1st, gym membership by January 3rd, and by January 15th, the gym bag is just decoration in the corner of the room.
Or you watch one video about someone who completely changed their life and you feel so motivated for about 20 minutes and then you go right back to scrolling.
That's painfully accurate.
We see someone with a new job, new confidence, new English skills, and we think, what did they know that I don't?
So why does change feel so hard for some people and so natural for others?
That's exactly what we're breaking down today. And here's the good news. Real change almost never comes from one big dramatic moment. It comes from small steps, repeated again and again.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's get into it.
And before we dive in, we just want to say thank you for spending a few minutes of your day with us.
If you're enjoying these conversations and they're helping you feel more confident with your English, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Your support helps us create more real-life English lessons, conversations, and episodes for learners all around the world.
And if you know someone who's trying to improve their English, share this episode with them. It might be exactly what they need today.
All right, that's enough from us.
Let's jump right into today's topic.
But what makes change so difficult, even when we really want it? Here's what's really happening. Your brain has a filter system that decides which information is important enough to notice.
A filter? Like a search engine inside my head?
Exactly like that. Think about it like this. When you learn a new English word, suddenly you start hearing it everywhere, in movies, in songs, in conversations.
That happens to me all the time. It feels like the word was following me around.
The word was always there. Your brain just finally decided to show it to you because you told it, this matters now.
So if I keep telling myself I can't change, my brain just keeps proving me right?
Exactly. That's how change feels stuck for so many people. But the good news is you can point that filter in a new direction.
Okay, so what do we actually do?
The first thing, and it sounds almost too simple, is to stop waiting for motivation before you start.
Wait, isn't motivation supposed to come first?
That's what most people think, but it's usually backwards. In real life, motivation comes after you take action, not before.
So I'm supposed to act first and feel motivated later?
Exactly. Think about it like this. It's like pushing a bike. The first push takes effort, but once it's moving, it's so much easier to keep going.
Oh, so it's like when I finally open my English book for just 5 minutes and suddenly I don't want to stop.
That's it exactly. So today, pick one thing you keep postponing and give it just 5 minutes. Not the whole project, just 5 minutes.
5 minutes. That actually feels doable.
And the best part, once you start, that little bit of movement creates momentum, and momentum is what carries you forward.
Okay, but what if I start and then this little voice in my head says I'll never be good at this anyway?
That's actually the next thing I want to talk about. That little voice is called negative self-talk, and it's more powerful than people realize.
Mine says things like, people like me just don't change.
Think about it like this. Imagine a friend who only ever says discouraging things to you. Eventually, you'd stop wanting to spend time with that friend.
Oh, but that friend lives inside my own head, and I can't just walk away.
Right, so instead, you train that voice. Every time you catch yourself saying, I'm bad at English, you gently switch it to, I'm learning English.
So it's not about lying to myself, it's about choosing a more honest, kinder sentence.
Exactly. And here's something powerful. Your habits slowly shape your identity, the way you see yourself.
So if I keep reading a little English every night, eventually I start believing I'm someone who reads in English.
Exactly like that. And once that belief is in place, continuing becomes so much easier.
One kinder sentence at a time. I can do that.
But there's something else that helps that switch happen even faster.
What's that?
Two small tools, affirmation and visualization. An affirmation is just a positive sentence you say to yourself on purpose, like, I'm getting better at this every week.
That feels a little strange to say out loud, honestly.
It can feel strange at first, but think about it like this. You already talk to yourself all day anyway, so why not choose kinder words on purpose?
Fair point. And visualization?
A visualization is when you close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself doing something well, like speaking calmly in an interview or finishing a task you've been avoiding.
So my brain gets a little preview before the real moment happens?
Exactly. Athletes use this before competitions, and it works the same way for everyday life and for English practice.
Okay, I'm going to try imagining myself having a calm conversation in English before my next call.
Perfect. Even 30 seconds of that can change how you walk into the moment.
What about the people around me? Does that matter too?
Huge amount, actually. That's the last piece. There's a well-known idea that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Oh, that's a little scary to think about.
Think about it like this. If your friends always say it's impossible, it's hard to stay hopeful. But if they're trying, learning, building, you start to think, maybe I can too.
And it's not just people, right? I remember you mentioning what we watch and listen to as well.
Exactly, your information diet. Motivating podcasts and helpful videos are like healthy food for your brain, while endless negative content quietly drains your energy.
So I don't have to change my whole life at once. I could just add one positive podcast or one supportive person.
That's exactly the idea. Little by little, with better people and better input, taking action starts to feel natural instead of forced.
One small addition at a time. I really like that. All right, those 4 tips are simple, practical, and something you can start using today.
And before we end today's episode, let's revisit some of the most useful words and phrases we talked about today. The first word is stuck, means when you want to move forward, but something invisible is holding you back.
Oh, like when your shoe gets caught in the mud and you just can't pull it free?
Exactly like that. Next, fear of failure, being scared to try something because you might not succeed.
That's why I didn't speak English in front of people for so long.
So many of us know that feeling. Next word, negative self-talk, the unkind things you say to yourself inside your own head.
Mine used to say, "You'll never sound natural," over and over.
And you can train that voice to be kinder. Next, identity, the way you see yourself, the kind of person you believe you are.
So if I keep practicing, eventually my identity becomes a person who speaks English, not a person who is bad at English.
Exactly that. Next, growth mindset, believing that your abilities can improve with effort and time.
The opposite of saying, "This is just who I am, I can't change."
Right, that one's called a fixed mindset. Next word, affirmation, a positive sentence you say to yourself on purpose.
Like, "I'm getting better every week, even when it feels a little strange to say."
It gets easier with practice. Next, visualization, closing your eyes and imagining yourself doing something well before you actually do it.
I'm definitely trying that before my next English call.
You'll feel the difference. Next, environment. Everything around you, including the people, places, and content you spend time with.
Choosing one supportive podcast or one encouraging friend really can shift things.
And the last word, momentum, the moving energy that makes it easier to keep going once you've started.
Like a bike that's already rolling, much easier to keep pedaling than to start from zero.
And those are your key words from today. Use one of them in a sentence this week, and they will stick with you forever.
Try just one. That's enough to start. Those words are so useful, especially when you're trying to make real changes in your life.
And the more you notice them, the more naturally they'll become part of your everyday English.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
We hope today's conversation gave you a few new ideas and a little more confidence in your English, too.
If you enjoyed today's episode and want more real-life English conversations like this,
Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss our next episode.
and if you know someone who's working on their English, feel free to share this with them.
Just one conversation at a time. That's how progress happens.
See you next time on the Speak English Flow.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and click on the next video to continue your English journey. We'll see you in the next episode.